You're listening to the Quad M Show.
Let's get into some hot takes.
Okay.
News and notes from all four corners of the pop culture world.
And the sign gotta stay hot. You gotta stay hot. You gotta stay hot.
It's time for some hot takes.
All right, so this past Thursday, Jason and I treated ourselves to going and watching The Predator. And yeah, it was a movie.
Really?
It was.
When I've got plenty to fucking say about it, but I know you do too, good sir. So
The Predator Squad.
A whole squad of them.
oh no, we'll get into this. But
It was like Suicide Squad and Predator all mashed up in a blender, and out comes this piece of whatever it turned out to be. And
was that the analogy?
It wasn't what I wanted in a Predator movie.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. No, it's okay. The Predator, written and directed by Shane Black, who, for us movie-ophiles, you would recognize him as the first guy to get killed off in the first Predator movie. He was the guy with the glasses. Telling the dirty jokes.
Goes and chases, yeah.
Yeah. And also, a little bit of trivia for those not in the know, he was also the writer of the original Lethal Weapon movie.
Really?
With Danny Glover and Mel Gibson.
Wow.
See, the main reason he got that job was because they needed a writer in to punch up the script. So that's how he got that job on Predator.
So they hired him as an actor as well.
So they had him as an actor in there as well.
Score.
And that's why all of his lines, he had the fucking dirty jokes going on. And you can tell that was his style of writing with this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Basically, what it starts off with, you got and also, just as always, kids, remember, this is the Quad M Show, so spoilers abound.
Yep. You're going to find out what happens.
Exactly. So it starts off, you got this military unit who's going to go rescue some fucking hostages. Okay?
Yep.
Oh, but prior to that, you have one spaceship getting chased by another spaceship. And then all of a sudden, this giant space vagina opens up, and the fucking lead ship gets away. Right? They call it a wormhole.
Like a wormhole. Yeah,
It's a wormhole, but it looks like a space vagina.
Space vagina.
Space vagina.
Yeah. Just sucks him right in. And so, spaceship crashes, crash lands on Earth. And that's when we cut to the military outfit that are going to go in and try to save these hostages. Well, that's when the ship crashes. Things kind of go to hell. They manage to take out, I think, one or two of the fucking cartel dudes. I guess they were some kind of drug lord or something. I don't know. It doesn't fucking matter. But then their comms are out, so they go try to fucking track down the alien ship. And when they do find it, it's a group of three. These military, it's a group of three. One dude's already fucking dead and skinned, hanging from a fucking tree. The other second dude, I don't know what the fuck happened to him. If he died in this ensuing explosion that happened or whatever.
I don't remember.
But the third guy, well, he's got plot armor. He's our main hero of the story. So he's got plot armor. He's fine.
Yep.
So what he does is he's got like I think it was a helmet, a chest plate, and a gauntlet. I think is what he snagged, and he mails off.
Like a Predator helmet?
Predator helmet,
Yeah.
Predator helmet, Predator chest plate, and a gauntlet.
Okay.
Mails it back to the States.
Okay.
Okay? And then apparently, I guess, the whole cloaking device on a Predator is like a fucking little silver marble, from what I gathered.
Yes.
So, he...
But good news, it's a suppository.
Yeah, well, no, he swallowed it. It just came out difficult. It just came all difficult. Shaking like a dog trying to squeeze out a peach seed is what he was doing later on in the movie. And so then turns out like his autistic son ends up getting a hold of
Asperger's.
his... Yeah, well, that is a form of autism.
Yeah, it's on the
like,
spectrum, I believe.
It's on the low end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
It's like functional autism.
Right.
Because I've had girlfriends who have kids with the Asperger's. So.
And Marty.
And party. That's what happens when you don't show up to the fucking show, dude. Cut to this military outfit kind of place, deal, installation. That's the word I'm looking for, installation. And Olivia Munn is introduced to us as this scientist type of fucking character.
Right.
She's a scientist?
Yeah, I know, dude.
Okay.
There is some suspension of disbelief that you have to do with this
They
movie.
couldn't at least made her like a reporter. Or something.
No, she's full-fledged scientist. Like,
She is.
Yeah, you got to bring a big old bucket of suspension of disbelief when you walk into this place.
Yeah.
Huge. But
Yeah, biologist, as she
it's
sits
also
there.
the same place we get introduced to a new Busey.
yes, Busey
The
Jr.
world needs new Buseys.
Well, I think Busey. I think wasn't he the same Busey that was in Starship Troopers?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
His crazy-looking son, who's
Yeah.
actually been in a few good movies.
Oh yeah, no, he comes out like, hey there, Levermon,
Busey!
come on in this room. We gonna get naked. We gonna get naked
Amazon Fire TV stick.
because they have to do their little fucking airlock sanitization, containment or contamination,
Okay.
delousing
The
and all that
spray,
shit. Yeah. So they go in and we meet for the second time this character who as we go through, I thought really was the one that stole the show for me. Can't remember the character's name, but he's basically like, he's the one who knows who the Predator is. He's the one that's been chasing after him. He's been tracking him. And this is not a reboot of any kind. It is a true sequel.
Yep.
They
it
talk
is.
about them.
I'll give him that.
They talk about the Predator coming in 87 and 97. So, like, the weird fucking dystopian future that 97 was supposed to have been in that movie. Not so much. It just came and went. It was a heat wave. That's all it was.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. And the Predators, the one that with Aidan Quinn and Danny Trejo that
Yep.
happened. They're all in canon. So this is not a reboot of any type. It is a
Yep.
true sequel.
Yeah.
But this guy, do you remember Friday the 13th or the Jason Goes to Hell? The final
I've never seen it.
he reminded me kind of that the character, the Duke Creighton character from that movie, where he's the one hunting Jason. He's the one that knows how to kill Jason. This is the guy that's going to fucking finally do the job. Kind of what this guy was. You know, he's a government agent with his little shadow Wetworks group who who knows all about these predators, wants to take them out. And so here they got the fucking predator that crash landed on the planet on this fucking slab. And, you know, we go through all the fucking exposition, all the bullshit, and then Predator wakes up, and then wackiness ensues.
Yes. Lots of whacking.
And now, as we're talking about the Suicide Squad, or as I left the theater, I was calling them the Todd Squad.
The Todd Squad.
Todd Squad. Because our hero, after being interrogated, well, they decided, yeah, he saw aliens. He did see the Predator. He knows what's up. So we're going to fucking hide him. We're going to hide him away. And he's on a fucking bus that's going to lead him to the army military loony bin.
Right.
And he's there with like 5 or 6 other guys. And they're all, you know, shell shock, PTSD, you know, all that type of stuff. And of course, they all laugh at him when they find out that he's there because he's, you know, going
He saw
to
an
see
alien.
aliens. And this is where the movie, aside from the suspension of disbelief with Olivia Munn, this is when the movie started going downhill for me. Predator should not fucking be a comedy. This was a movie that didn't know what it wanted to be.
Right.
There was so many times where you had some excellent fucking death scenes. Like there's buckets of blood in this
Yeah.
movie. Wicked ass death scenes. But then you got like, Olivia Munn shot herself in the foot with a tranq dart. Now she's all loopy.
Right.
And you can tell.
Shtick.
You can tell who this movie pandered to because about 5 seats down was your fucking cackling yokels. who
We're at every movie.
laughing at every stupid shtick bit that was being spoon-fed to them.
Right.
And I was actually particularly when we were leaving, I was particularly loud walking by them, going, "I didn't know this was gonna be a goddamn comedy."
Meanwhile, TJ and I were laughing our butts off at our own jokes at the movie.
Yeah.
It was-
Yeah. Okay. Like if you join us, like say next week, or I don't know if it's next week, but the week after, Venom.
Oh yeah.
When we go see Venom, you are more than
Right.
welcome to come with us.
Okay.
Because here again, if you're going to be sitting in on these shows,
Right.
you might as well come with us when we go movie watching.
Got to get up on it. Yep.
If you're down with it and
Yeah.
funds allow. Okay.
Totally.
So we're sitting there, and there's a scene towards the end of the film where they're going to go in and they're going to data mine all of the info from the Predator ship.
Yeah.
And here again, another fucking total bullshit thing. We built a translator from the minds at MIT, so we're going to know exactly what's being fucking said. And they fucking, and that to me, that this translator gimmick was complete bullshit. I was not a fan. I didn't like the subtitles when the Predators were talking. You don't need. This is the first movie that had fucking Predator subtitles. You don't need them.
No.
You don't need that bullshit. You don't need the spoon feeding. Context. You could take those subtitles away. You would understand everything that was going on by
exactly.
context.
That makes sense.
You know, it was dumbing down. And
That would
that's-
piss me off too.
Oh God. And so they go up to the ship, and you got the Asperger kid who is able to just crack the code
Because he had been sent the stuff earlier, and he was able to mess around with some of the tech and like figure it out.
yeah.
Okay.
So-
one thing I forgot to say, the hero of the story, right, the big gun-toting hero, that's his father.
Oh, all right.
So
course.
that's how we got the packages and all that. Type
Imagine that.
Yeah, well, that's because Hollywood.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I mean, he basically thought like the fucking gauntlet thing was like a fucking handheld game and all this type of stuff. So he was able to crack it.
Yeah.
And so they're like, well, we don't know how to get into this ship. We don't know how to. So the kid will go ahead and do it, and he gets them cracked in.
Yeah.
And they go in there.
He's like, we've been trying for 30 years, and the kid walks up, and the door opens, literally.
And so when they get in there, our black government agent, right, my Duke Creighton level badass guy, makes a comment of, all right, let's go ahead, get on in there. And get...
wait.
I'm sorry.
The first person on the ship was not security or like decontamination or anybody like that. It was the kid with Asperger's.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I never even thought of that. In no way, shape, or form did they do any of that fucking lockdown shower, decontamination fucking three-stage deal. None of that shit.
We'll be fine.
I worked in a fucking asbestos removal. Yeah. I know for a fact you have to have 3, if not 2, 3-stage decon. Mm-hmm. And they couldn't fucking do that with an alien ship? That is a good point, my friend. Excellent point. So they go in there, and the fucking Asperger kid goes in first, and then Duke Creighton's following behind. And Duke Creighton looks at one of his tech dudes and says, "Get that information out of that fucking hard drive." And this voice to the right of me says, "They couldn't fucking open the door. How in the hell are they going to get the data off of there?" I just simply looked at it and go, "Bluetooth." If I can explain the logic at least haphazardly, I can get away with it. I can live with it.
Yeah.
That one didn't, but you will hear these type of comments throughout movies as we're watching. We do these type of things. And so, but the whole thing where this movie, because the movie doesn't know what it wants to be, you've got like the start of, okay, this is going to be like some shadowy agent type bullshit, right? Then all of a sudden you got the slap happy antics of the Todd Squad. Then after the whole thing where they get into the ship and blah blah blah, and all of a sudden we got translated alien, he gives them like a 7-minute head start to fucking run, and then we get to Predator tracking down the human bloodbath type thing until the fucking movie is over. And that, like I said, it brought the movie down so much. If you want to fucking be a camp comedy, go ahead and do that. I'll probably hate the movie even more, but at least it has an identity. Right. It basically, the context of the movie to me, it was like the Todd Squad. It was schizophrenic. It didn't know, it had a condition. It didn't know what it fucking was. Multiple personality disorder and all of that. But when we left the film, and I told this to you, I says, I think the Predator would have been better served if it had just focused on that Duke Creighton shadow work government operative type stuff.
Or
Where we had the multi-layer hunters being hunted by the hunter being hunted. It was like this multi-layer of hunting.
yeah, we haven't even gotten into the
Super predator.
The super predator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, they make some
No.
kind of genetic mutation, I imagine.
That's basically
Well-
what the movie centers around.
yeah.
Yeah, what the movie centers around is the predators are, they're going to each habited planet with, I guess, humanoid or whatever type critters, and picking out like the best predator warrior of the bunch that.
So the predators are doing this.
Yes.
Yes.
They're
Oh.
basically what they're doing is they're culling the herd.
And what they're
Okay.
doing is this:
Yeah.
they're gathering the DNA from the top warriors from all the planets, and trying to create super predators.
Yeah, your apex, top of the food chain, warrior, survival,
Right.
Predator,
that type of
yeah.
thing. And basically trying to genetically engineer, modify, and upgrade themselves.
It's kind of taken from the architects from the Alien series.
The engineers?
The engineers.
Yeah.
That's the name. That's the name.
Not really. I would see it more as like, really best way I could fucking describe it would be like shitty role-playing games where it's just like,
Maybe.
your
Yeah.
next level, I'm getting this, added to me and all that type of stuff.
Loot
It's-
crates.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's predator loot crating. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, so the super predator, we find out that's the one that was actually chasing him down before he went into the space vagina.
Because he wasn't coming to Earth to hunt. He was coming to Earth to bring us a weapon. He was apparently sympathetic to the humans and was going to bring us a weapon to help us fight off the predators that were coming to take over our planet after we had ruined it with global warming and killed ourselves off. Now, if you haven't picked up on it yet, one of the things that pissed me off about this movie is they tried to shoehorn so much fucking story down your throat.
Oh, yeah.
That they took a perfectly good. Here's what I wanted out of Predator. I wanted a simple fucking shoot 'em up action movie. I don't care if it could have been centered around the government guy or the original Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. Okay, I mean, whatever. It was just Suicide Squad without Jared Leto. But either way, just stuck to the simple story and not try to shove all this other shit down.
Well, yeah, and that goes back to it didn't know what the hell it
Yeah,
wanted to be.
exactly.
And with all of that, it's the reason the first Predator is so good,
I was just about to say this, I think.
is such a perfect movie, is because that movie is able to slip in all of those different type of genres. It disguises itself. Like, it starts off like you think it's just going to be your typical 80s action fucking movie, right?
Yeah.
They go in to fucking blow up the drug cartel. You see, like, old fucking A-team footage guys flying
Yeah,
out and doing
the trampoline
cartwheels.
jumps.
Right.
Shit
Yep.
getting blown
Yep.
up. This is 80s fucking action.
So
Yeehaw!
awesome.
Let's go.
Right.
And then the switch flips.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, you've got basically an 80s slasher flick with sci-fi nuances thrown in.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it transitions so well.
It does.
And I say 80s slasher flick because you basically take Predator, throw in that fucking motif of Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, whatever, where he's tracking them down and one by one going after him, doing that
With your sci-fi added.
with
Yeah.
the sci-fi nuances kind of thrown in.
Definitely.
Right.
But it still knew what it was. It knew what it wanted to be. You just had 15 minutes of 80s action hero as the setup to what the movie really was. But it was single-minded in its focus.
It was. It was a simple movie. It was just, yeah. And that's what I wanted out of this Predator. The Predator movie was.
Right.
And it was too much story and shit. I mean,
And the other
Yeah.
thing that made that movie, that made the original Predator so great,
was the
there
mystery.
was...
The-
it wasn't even
but-
mystery. There was no exposition.
There wasn't. You didn't. It was an alien, and you didn't even know what it was, even at the end of the movie.
Right.
Exactly.
It slowly revealed it throughout the entire movie. Kind
Right.
of the Jaws factor.
Right.
Yep.
But you know, there wasn't like this magical character that shows up halfway through the movie going, "Yeah, we remember the Predator from back in there," and start telling us all
See-
fucking about it. None of the exposition bullshit.
And see, that's why I was that's what I was expecting, because it was originally the military guy, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
I can't even remember. Todd, right?
I don't know. That's why we call him Duke Creighton. Or
Yeah.
are you talking about the main hero guy?
The main hero guy, the
Okay,
leader
yeah,
of the
Duke.
military.
We'll call him fucking G.I. Joe. Let's just call him G.I. Joe.
Nice.
G.I. Joe. Now, if they would have just focused on him and his little Suicide Squad, and then them figuring out the fighting the alien and figuring it all out, kind of similar to the first one,
Sure.
it would have been a good movie. Or, like you said, focused on the government guy.
Yeah.
Either way, focus on one of those two stories and not
And not just fucking try to
dragging
make
the
this
poor kid with Asperger's and,
jumbled up, mixed up fucking rainbow stew of a
yeah,
movie, you know?
and fucking
Dr. Munn.
and Costco Croft and
Yeah, fucking Costco Croft. Yeah, and fucking Dr. Munn. You know that, and yeah, that'll be my final argument there. I mean, Jesus Christ, you can take.
here's another thing.
Oh,
It's the monster is not Frankenstein.
oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Frankenstein's monster.
Monster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, the monster's name is Adam.
Yep.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did not know that. In the
Yes.
book?
In the original Mary Shelley book.
Right.
Yes. Victor Frankenstein gave him a name, and it was Adam.
Yep.
Makes sense.
See, there you're learning a lot of shit hanging out with us. See.
I'm going to be a genius.
Goddamn right you will. But yeah, no, as far as Olivia Munn goes, they could have just fucking taken like a cardboard standee of her and just had one of those like electronic voice boxes in the back where like G.I. Joe can fucking press. She'd be like, "What is this? What is this that I'm looking at? Help me." That was like that and no, and then just keep it fun. No, you said eat my pussy. No, you said eat my pussy. That was basically her line throughout the entire fucking movie. Now, that being said, I just, you know, obviously I got to fucking shit on the movie before I get to the good part. You know,
Okay.
get to the good stuff.
Indeed.
Here again, the shadow agency and all that type of stuff, I really did like that. And and I know I can't stress it enough on my side of it that that's the movie I would have liked to have fucking seen. I thought that was a great angle. And I thought fucking the black guy, Duke Creighton, whatever you want to call him, I thought he made for a great heel and a great heavy. I liked that character.
I really like that character too. Remember our last was it our last week Reddit's thing was what co-star outshined
Yes.
the
Yes.
Yes.
And
The
he
main
would be
guy? Yeah.
he would be on top of that fucking
Yeah.
list. Yes. He was just fucking great. As much as I shit on the the schizophrenia of the movie, I liked the Todd Squad.
I like
They were great characters.
they actually were.
Kind of goes back to the first one, right? You know.
No, well,
True.
See, that's what I
Except-
was saying. If they would have stuck to the Todd Squad and them figuring out the alien,
Yeah.
we would have had like
right.
a movie that felt more like the original.
But instead, they all get picked off in like the last 10 minutes of the movie.
They do, yeah.
And it was so rushed through to get through all of them.
Yeah, there's too much story for the ending.
All right, and it's like I wanted to like. There's one scene where the one guy's got like stress related Tourette's is the best way I
Right.
could find. And there was one part I wanted to laugh. If it had been any other movie, I would have pissed my pants laughing. He just comes barging into the fucking bus or the room or whatever. And he's like, "Face fucked by an aardvark," and I'm like, God
Fuck
damn
me in
it.
the face with an aardvark.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Jesus.
I'm like, God, I want to laugh.
That does sound like Suicide Squad.
I really want to laugh. Yeah, but the thing is, Suicide Squad, yes, no Jared Leto, but I would much rather have Margot Robbie in there than Olivia Munn. I'm just saying.
See, there we go.
But yeah, so I mean, by and large, I'm not going to say it was like god awful bad. It's not Alien versus Predator bad,
No,
That was pretty bad.
no.
but if you're like say new to the Predator thing, right? If you're new to that series of movies, the first one and Predators with is it Adrian Brody?
Yeah,
Adrian-
oddly enough. That was probably
was
my
it-
one complaint about that movie.
Was
though.
him?
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Well,
anyway.
But yeah, I mean, those would be the two Predators I would direct people to first. You know, those are the good ones. Predator 2, not bad. And this one, like I said, it's not bad, but you got to go into it realizing that it's not... It doesn't hit that upper echelon.
Yeah.
It's not terribly bad. I give it a 3 out of 5. It's a movie. And
It's a
that's-
movie.
Yeah. So out of 5, I give it a 3. What say you, good sir?
I'm gonna. It's a movie. It didn't live up to the potential I wanted. I'm gonna give it like 2.
2? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, it's a movie, and you just gotta
Oh.
go into it knowing what it is.